Hi, my name is Kaylee Batterham, and I have Joey, who is 17 years old. He's a lacrosse player who wants to increase his speed and endurance. He's 5'9" and 200 pounds. He gets winded easily because of the extra weight. He loves spaghetti, Pop-Tarts, and soda. And some things I need to consider when designing his program is that he is not the most fit athlete, or at least he doesn't sound like it. His diet doesn't sound much like a diet. He is a little bit overweight, and the fact that he gets winded easily means that he doesn't have much endurance. He's not much of a runner. So I wonder what his position is in lacrosse. But if he wants to increase his speed and endurance, that means that he is running. So when I'm designing his program, I am gonna have to make a speed and agility program for him along with a resistance program, because when you want to increase speed and endurance, you have to use speed, and when you want to do endurance, you have to do some resistance training with that as well. So let's get into it. Alright, so first for Joey's warm-ups, I have Frankensteins, which are going to be a nice stretch for the hamstrings, flexing that hip, getting ready for some running motions. Also need a chest, adding that knee flexion in there, stretching that hamstring, nice and stretched. Donkey kickbacks, instead of going forward like we did with the Frankensteins, we're going backwards with the donkey kicks, warming up that hip joint, high knees, getting a little bit more into a rapid fire movement, more into a running movement as well, as we're raising the heart rate and flexing those joints, getting ready for running movement. Also, we're doing butt kickers. Since we're going forward with the flexion, we're going to go backwards with the flexion, kicking our butt, raising the heart rate, warming up those joints in every direction we can. Lunge and twist, getting a stretch in there in the quad here, in the back leg, twisting the torso, getting a stretch, standing up, doing the opposite leg. I am out of breath now. Karaoke's, doing a side-to-side movement, also focusing on fast footwork. I'm going to do it slow so I can show. In, out. Also, we are internally and externally rotating those hip joints, getting ready for change of direction movement. Arm circles, warming up that shoulder joint, raising the heart rate, backwards, all ranges of motion, and arm swings, getting into that transverse plane of motion, raising the heart rate. Joey's gonna be ready for this dynamic warm-up for his program to start. Alright, so for Joey's program design, I have three main factors for him, is that we're doing resistance, we're doing core exercises, and we're doing speed and agility drills, because when we're training speed, we use speed. So for his resistance training, I have mostly leg exercises for him, because we're going to be using our glutes, our quads, and our hamstrings, because those are our muscles that are controlling our flexion and extension when we're running. That helps us drive into the ground, push off, and drive through. He wants to increase his speed and endurance. That's what he needs. He needs powerful movements forward for him to increase his speed. So, moving phone a little bit so we can see. I have back squat, which we're going to do 3 sets of 15. We're going to see where he is at with loading. Since he is 200 pounds, I am probably going to have it pretty high up there. We're going to say 110. We'll start with 110, see where we're at with him. But for the back squat, we're squatting down and powerfully extending those hips and knees, going from a flexion to an extension, squeezing those glutes, because glutes and hamstrings, quads We need powerful movements to do a powerful drive through. We're going from flexion to extension, flexion to extension when we're running. Next, we have deadlift. Now we're probably going to do 3 sets of 8. We're going to do heavy lifting. We'll see where he's at on that. But we do want powerful extension from the glutes. So going from here to here, driving up to correlate with driving out. Next we have lunges, weighted lunges, 3 sets of 15. We're just going to be walking through. He'll be carrying probably, we'll start with 35 pounds, he'll go up if we can. So we'll lunge, I can't do it because I'm really close to the phone, but yes, we're going from a 90-degree angle, triple flexion, standing up, triple extension, using those glutes and hamstrings and pushing up with our quads. Glute bridges and clamshells, these are on the ground exercises. So what we're doing here is we're driving our hips up, creating a straight line, and coming back down, squeezing the glutes when we're coming up, because our glutes are probably the most powerful when we're running. Also with the clamshells, this is a band around the knee exercise, and we'll do 3 sets of 15 with these, and 3 sets of 15 with the glute bridges. For the clamshells, we'll be on our side, knees bent, feet in line with our spine, and we'll just lift our knee up, keeping our feet together, and back down. 3 sets of 15 on each side. Squeezing the glute when we come up, relaxing it when we go down, and there we go. Next, we have single leg RDL. Just to isolate each leg, kettlebell, 3 sets 15, we'll start with 30 pounds. We will just go down, come back up, squeeze the glutes, and back down again, come back up, really isolating that glute. These are mostly glute exercises because those glutes are what going to help us drive down, extend out. Next, for core exercises, we have stability ball planks, stability ball rollouts, and I have a plank row. I do not have a stability ball, but basically for planks, we're going to engage that core because I believe that when we're running, our core is at work as well. So to prevent losing our speed, we don't want a weak core, because when we have a weak core, we twist when we run. We twist when we run. So to create a strong core, we will be engaging the core so that we can prevent twisting and keep that movement forward instead of twisting and losing that momentum. Also for the plank rows, I think that will heavily encourage to keep the core from moving side to side, because when we're going into a plank and we're rowing, we want to keep our hips from moving outward. So by stabilizing the hips and just moving our elbow back, we are engaging the core, preventing side-to-side movement. 3 sets of 15 for those for both sides. Now, next, we have our speed and agility drills. So for his speed and agility drills, I first have the sled push, because the sled push is what's going to emphasize using our toes and accelerating forward by being forward. We can't accelerate when we're straight up. We can accelerate when we're forward and pushing off with those toes. And that sled push is going to make Joey drive forward, really use his hamstrings, quads, and glutes, and just drive forward. Next, we have some more stuff. We have a bound to run, which is also going to emphasize being on our toes, because when we're bounding, it's not fast footwork, it's a drive as hard as you can to make as much distance. So we're bounding, kind of like galloping, but we're not galloping, it's more of a jump to increase distance. And that will emphasize him being on his toes. Also 2 jumps and go. Again, emphasizing being on our toes. 1, 2, run. And then we have our pro agility test, which is basically our side-to-side change of direction running drill. This will emphasize speed, because he wants speed, and change of direction, because in any game of sport that requires running on a field with a ball, we're gonna have to change direction. We have obstacles, we have people to run around, that will help with change of direction, getting into that speed, staying on those toes. 3-cone drill, same thing as well. 20-yard shuttle. Now this is the speed drill. He's gonna have to be on his toes, he's gonna have to drive as hard as he can, fast footwork, long distance with the leg work. Now with the change of scenery, we'll be going with the cool down that I have for Joey. Now he's been running around, he's been using his legs with those resistance training, he's been doing exploding movements, his legs are going to be sore. So I have some nice stretches for his legs for when this is all over. I won't be able to show them to you because when I edit this video, it's going to be cropped and I'm going to be on the floor and you're not going to be able to see it. So I will just go over them with you. So first I have the supine knee to chest. Now this is just going to be laying on the floor. He's going to have bring one leg up to his chest. It's going to stretch out his quad, his hamstring. He's going to be holding it for about 10 seconds, switch legs, and then do it again when he circles back around. We'll do butterflies, again stretching those hamstrings, feeling that stretch in the hips, a hamstring stretch, stretching out the hamstring, a cross leg stretch, again stretching out that glutes and hamstrings. We got a child's pose, which is a yoga exercise where you have your, maybe I can show you if I'm far back enough, where you're going to be on your knees here. Knees are going to be going out to either side of you. You're going to be sitting on your heels. You're just going to stretch forward, feeling that stretch in your abductors and just holding it for about 10 seconds and coming back up. Nice stretch for those hips. Now we have arm across the chest stretch, just adding in some upper body stretches because he's been driving, he's been holding those weights, he's going to be tired in his shoulders, he's going to be tired in his arms, but also just good to have a upper body stretch as well. Anyway, oh, and also, yeah, overhead arm stretch as well. Just getting a nice stretch in those shoulders. And that's it. Thank you so much, Professor, for a great semester. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you soon. Bye.